Hi guys, time for another draw. So let's see what's my next read. Okay, let's pick something from the back. Okay, you may already see what I have in my hand. Oh, it's another one from the 40s. Oh yeah, I was actually kind of on the fence with this one. I kind of took it out and then put it back in. And let's see. So it's for 42, which is a book inspired by a real song, album, band, or artist. And the book is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's very popular and I've never read anything from her. Yeah, I don't know. I was kind of on the fence because I'm not sure if she's for me, but let's give it a whirl. So let's see, what is this book about? Okay, so everyone knows Daisy Jones and the Six, but nobody knows the reason behind their split at the absolute height of their popularity until now. So this is basically about this band called Daisy Jones and the Six, and why they split. And according to Wikipedia, this story is inspired by a group called Fleetwood Mac, and what happened with that band. I know a lot of 60s bands because my mom was a teenager in the 60s, but never heard of this one. So it apparently wasn't one of her things. And so it was formed in 1967 and years active until 1995, when I also was reaching teenagehood. But yeah, apparently they kind of went under my radar. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see how I like this book, if this author is for me. Who knows? Have you read this book? What did you think? And should I also watch the TV show? Maybe. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi guys, this is a review of Daisy Jones and the Six, written by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I read this for the 2026 PopSugar Reading Challenge, and for form number 42, book inspired by a real life band, and a whole bunch of other stuff, but we don't care about this. So I was really surprised by this book because this is not normal, this kind of stuff that I read. I read sci-fi, fantasy, cult biographies, mysteries. So yeah, totally out of my way, and I gave it 5 stars. So totally surprised. I think I was the most surprised how much I liked it. And so this book is about Daisy Jones and the Six. So Daisy Jones is mostly doing her own stuff, and then the Six is formed by these two brothers, and we follow them, and then they merge together, and then they split up, and that's basically it. Obviously they split up, and this takes place in the 70s. So that's actually when my mom was alive. I was born in 82, and so it's a very interesting time. I like a lot of 70s music, and also it was a really big rock and roll and drugs time. So there's a lot of that in here. And also it's told in a very interesting way because it's told as basically interviews. So it's like they were interviewed all separately, and then the interviews were cut together to like people talking about the same thing that was happening in the book at the same time. And I listened to this, and that was very interesting because I listened to this as a full cast, and each interviewer had their own lines, and there was also someone who was narrating the whole thing. And I have an itchy nose. And so during the interviews, it was very interesting because, well, on the one hand, kudos to the cast. Great cast. They all sounded like they were actual people, like they were actually the people being interviewed. It didn't sound like they were like reading off a script for 1 second. So kudos to them. And so the way it was structured, it was very interesting because sometimes you would have like the same scene from two different points of views, and maybe like someone was doing something and then the other person was thinking, oh, she's doing this because of this and that. And then she's thinking, oh, I'm doing this because of another total different thing. And this happened a couple of times. So that was interesting because it played around with perception and how we assign like motivations to other people, why they do stuff. And that's not always true. I as being neurodivergent, I often encounter that people assign stuff to me that I'm like, no, that's not the way I think. Anyway, also another interesting thing was that it also played around with memory. Like there was once when two people made a bet and they both remembered winning it. So obviously someone won and someone didn't win, but yeah, whatever. So the characters were very interesting. I really grew to like the characters. I like Daisy, and I like how she sort of grew in herself, and how she learned, and she was actually a very abandoned child. And it was very interesting to see her progression and how she kind of got out of that lifestyle. Also, it was very interesting to see the other people, how they grew, how they fulfilled their needs, how they handled situations. So yeah, it was like I really connected with the characters, even though they live in a total different time for me. And also, well, I've never been in a situation anything like that. I mean, I used to be a belly dancer, but that's like not like the same level. And I just perform locally. So anyway, so yeah, it was very interesting, and I very keen to watch the TV show. I actually started the TV show, and the TV show changed a lot of things. And I think it took out a lot of the character developments in favor of just showing stuff happening on screen. And so that's why I'm kind of going slow with it. I do like the music. The music is good, and that's my main motivation for watching the TV show. And the characters, some of them do look like it, but the one of the brothers, the younger one, Graham, I think, terrible with names. There's a part in the book where they say that he's like a very big, like hairy, burly kind of guy, and in the show he's like this skinny guy. So that was total miss. Also, I don't know why Karen's now British. Anyway, but yeah, so far the music is pretty good, and once I finish that, I'm going to do a full review and comparison with the book. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I'm very interested now in Taylor Jenkins Reid. If she can get me to like a book like this, then maybe I should be reading more of her books. So recommend some in the comments for me. Which one should I read? I do want to get challenges out of the way. Like I'm pretty good with the PopSugar challenge. I'm about halfway through, almost, with the PopSugar challenge. So yay for me. No, yeah, there are still, I'm still a way to go. But yeah, anyway, so thanks for watching. And yeah, read this book. No, actually listen to this book, because listening to it was, I think, much better than reading it. It felt like it came alive. And then watch the show maybe for the music, but we'll see once I finish how I liked the whole thing as one. Anyway, bye.